I'm sorry, I just need to use that clip for something. Anyways, the Fnaf movie is out, and I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. It was pretty good. Now, is it perfect? No. It feels like it was juggling too many ideas at once. Afton was desperately needed in the middle of the film, and overall there were some weird tonal issues that messed with the movie. But at the end of the day, I can respect the love that was put into the project, and it was obvious that the people working on this project loved the source material. But this video isn't really a review, rather my theories on what I think this movie trilogy is gonna grow into. Yep, I'm going full matpat now. See, the thing is, I know my Fnaf lore. I remember back in 2020 when I would binge watch practically every game theory video about this franchise, because there wasn't really that much to do back then. Point being, when learning about this franchise, you start to pick up on some stuff and on how to find the lore. And when watching this movie a second time at home, there was a lot of stuff that starts to stick out. Now with that being said, I have a lot of stuff to say, but I think I've narrowed it down to 3 main theories. Theories that I think map out what the next 2 movies will be about. And honestly, that's all I have to say. This is going to be a shorter video than usual, but you can't keep making shorts forever. Anyway, let's begin with... Theory number 1. The pizzeria itself is haunted. This one's kinda obvious, but honestly I think it goes deeper than you would think. I guess the scene that best supports this theory is the scene where all these people die. Point being, there are a lot of coincidences when it comes to these deaths. The reason this guy dies is because all the pins all of a sudden start to rattle, which takes his attention away from the cupcake, ultimately leading to his death. When this guy dies, he closes the door in front of him, but it's already locked when he's inside, which gets him killed by Bonnie. And before this guy dies, the door behind him all of a sudden decides to slam, leaving him vulnerable to Foxy. Also, the door he was trying to push is jammed. All these instances are the reasons these people end up dying. It's almost as if the building is trying to help the animatronics kill all these people. So it wouldn't really be that much of a stretch to say that the building is haunted. But that begs the question, who exactly controls the building? Well, I think we can find the answer to that with this scene with Mike. After Mike's whole intervention scene in his dream, he finds himself in the same situation as this guy where he's cornered by Foxy. The only difference is that at the very last second, we can see that the door actually opened. And that's what let Mike live. Now, why would the building want to help Mike escape, but it's fine when all these other people die? More importantly, who or what entity is controlling the building in the first place? The answer? The puppet. Which leads me to... Theory number 2. The puppet's identity. Now, if you're not familiar with the Fnaf lore, walking out of this movie, you're gonna probably have more questions than answers. For instance, how do the animatronics move? The thing is, we know that it's implied that these animatronics are possessed by dead kids, but that still begs the question, how exactly do they move? See, that is where the puppet comes in. In the games, the puppet is the ghost of William Afton's first victim, Charlie. And Charlie sees all these murders that William committed, and because of her sympathetic nature, she took it upon herself to bring these kids back to life in the form of the animatronics. Now in the movie, we know that the puppet exists based off this shot right here, and we know that the building is somehow communicating with the animatronics and helping them get away with the murders. So it would make sense that the puppet is what controls the building. But that leaves the question, if these instances were caused by the puppet, why would it let Mike get away? Ladies and gentlemen, theory number 2, the puppet is Garrett, Mike's younger brother, who got taken. And there's actual evidence that supports this. During the dream sequence, we can look at the kids and tell which animatronic is possessed by which kid. The boy with the bunny ears is Bonnie, the girl with the bib is Chica, the boy with the hook is Foxy, the boy with the top hat is Freddy, and the blonde kid is Golden Freddy. But in a brief moment, we can see a family picture of Mike with his brother, where the brother wears a gray and black shirt, the same colors as the puppet.
Coincidence? I think not!
So when the message, "It's me," appears, Garrett is calling out to his brother, saying, "It's me, your brother." Case closed, Garrett is the puppet. Which brings me to theory number 3. The second movie will be more focused on the lore. This one's a bit of a stretch, but let me explain. Now, the director of the Fnaf movie already confirmed that the sequel will be based more off Fnaf 2, and yeah, obviously. And in the second game, we are introduced to the newest thing in this franchise at the time, minigames. And these minigames hold practically the lore of this franchise and expand upon its world. Now obviously, you can't have minigames in the form of a movie, but you know what you can have? Flashbacks. Flashbacks that can better flesh out this world and answer the questions that many people had with this first movie. Like, what's the deal with Freddy's as a restaurant? Why is William Afton killing these kids? And where did the yellow rabbit costume come from? Now, as someone who knows the game lore, I already know the answer to all these. But through these flashbacks, you can give the general audience a better understanding of this world. As for what the main plot's going to be for the second movie, I have no idea. We already know that the puppet is pretty much confirmed to be in the second movie based off the music that was played in the end credits. But one thing I feel pretty confident about is that they will be focused more on the toy and withered animatronics rather than Springtrap. I know he was teased at the end of the movie, but I think they will focus more on the toy animatronics and the puppet and save Springtrap for the eventual third movie. Now, I could be wrong about all of this, but I just thought I'd get my thoughts out there just for the slim chance that I might be right. Again, I could be wrong, but you guys have to remember, it's all just a theory. A game theory!
Thanks for watching!
We're waiting every night to finally run and invite newcomers to play with us. For many years we've been all alone. We're forced to still never play the same songs with no since that day. And imposter took our life away. Now we're stuck here treating